All right, boys and girls, today we're going to draw a fox, and it's going to be a night scene or landscape, and we're going to draw some snow, make it nice and wintry. Foxes are full of fur, so they don't mind the cold weather. So we're going to draw a fox together and then add lots of details. Now, if there's another animal you'd like to draw besides a fox, that's fine too. So draw what animal inspires you, but I'm going to teach you guys how to draw a fox. So you can see some of my underdrawing already. So you'll see me trace over it with a pen and guide you through the drawing. And I might also use my pencil for some details too. So I'll let you know which one I'm using. So of course, I would love you to use pencil first. That way, if you make a mistake, you can erase. But I'm gonna go ahead and make mine nice and dark. Okay, so we're gonna focus on the fox first. And then we're gonna add the background and scenery and have some fun with some color pencils today. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna start with is this head. So I'm actually gonna start right in the middle of the page. That's where our eye is gonna draw to. So I'm gonna make a slice of pie is gonna be the shape of our fox. So to make a slice of pie, I start with the letter B, and then I draw a curved line right on top of it, just like that. Now at the very end, we're gonna make his little nose. So I just kind of darken it and make it a little bit more nose-like. And then we're gonna add his eyebrows. So I'm gonna start at the corner and I'm gonna draw a curved line that's gonna end right at the nose. And I'll do the same on the other side. There we go. And I'm gonna give him some eyes. So he's taking a little sleep. It's nighttime. You could add eyelashes if you want to, or not. It's up to you. All right, now I'm gonna add some ears. So I add two curved lines, kind of like a rounded triangle. And then I do another one inside, just like that. Try to copy the other side too. So now I have his little head. Oh, how cute. All right, so now I'm gonna draw his little body. So I'm gonna start about a little bit past halfway on the nose, and I'm gonna draw a curved line down, just like that. And then on the other side, do the same thing, but I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. Now, why I'm doing that is I'm gonna add a tail. Okay, so the tail's probably the trickiest, and you might see me add some little zigzags here and there just because he's very furry. So I'm gonna start at this line, and I'm gonna make a line that kind of swoops down and goes past our line here. So this is where the top of the tail is, and you might see me make a few little zigzags like that. And I'm gonna go back to where I started and go up a little bit. This time I'm gonna curve around like a letter C and then end at that line too. And you'll see me add some more little zigzags, just like that. So now he's got a little furry tail. And at the end, it's got some white on it, so I just add a zigzag at the very end, and that part's gonna stay white. Okay, now I'm gonna add his little legs. They're pretty skinny, so I'm gonna add two little lines, and then I'm gonna color it in, because his legs are gonna be dark. And then I go over a little bit, and I add another leg, just like that. Now, if you want to add some fur around it, you can. It's up to you. So there's his little legs. And we're gonna give him a nice white chest. So again, I'm gonna make a little zigzag shape. I'm just going around in the shape of a circle. Kind of looks like the top of a palm tree or something. But there's my little fox. How cute is he? All right, so now I'm gonna switch to pencil because I have to do some erasing. So you'll see me going back and forth, pencil to pen, but you're just gonna stick with pencil, okay? Now, if there's lines that you don't want anymore, you can erase them, kind of clean up your drawing a little bit. Okay. You can also do this after you outline. There we go. All right, so, pencil. So now I'm gonna add the horizon line. So I'm just gonna draw a line on one side and then it's gonna go on the other. So this is just where the snow is. And now I'm gonna add some trees. So these are gonna be in pencil too, and then I'll outline them later. So I'm gonna make some evergreen trees. This is what they use for Christmas trees. But evergreen trees grow outside. We have them here in Virginia. They stay green all year. So I'm gonna draw those. It's pretty much a triangle. But what I'm gonna do is do the same thing I did with this little fir, and I'm gonna make a zigzag. So here's how I do it. I start and I swoop down, and then I go back. Down, back, down, back, down, back. And then I do the same on the other side. Doesn't have to be symmetrical. That's the great thing about a tree. And then the bottom, I just do some curved lines. Okay, now because my tree is in front of the snow, I erased my line right there. So you only see a tiny bit of where the snow ends. And now I'm gonna draw some more trees. All right, so now I have some trees and I really want to add more detail. So because it's a forest, they live in a forest, there's different kinds of trees. So I'm gonna add a normal tree that has lost its leaves, so pretty much just branches. And these trees are gonna be more in the foreground. So we're not gonna see them because their branches come into our frame, okay? But they're gonna be nice and big. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I just draw like a wavy line, and then I go back again, make it a little bit thicker. And then I just add diagonal lines for the branches, okay? Now since this is gonna be black, I'm not gonna do any coloring with my color pencil. I'm just gonna use my pen. Okay, and then I'm gonna add some more branches. So I add another line and another one, thicken it up at the end. And then I just keep drawing and adding more lines, just like that. So now I'm gonna add some more branches. So now I have my branches in there. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and outline your picture, because now we're gonna add the sky. And I'm gonna make it look like the moon is shining on the sky. So I'm actually gonna add concentric circles. That means they start small and get bigger and bigger. And when I color, I'll blend, okay? So you can only do this part when everything is outlined, because we're gonna erase those lines eventually, okay? Now this looks crazy, I know, but we're gonna add some circles right on top of our drawing, and they're gonna grow and grow and grow. Now when you're drawing these circles, you do not want them to be giant, okay? I mean, do not want them to be dark, I'm sorry. Not giant, they do wanna be giant, but not dark. So when you're drawing them, make them nice and light. So I'm barely pressing down. And then I'm gonna add a second one. Now you're probably wondering, what is he doing? You will see. You gotta trust me, okay? So light, 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 super light. Right on top, okay? Just like that. And then we'll do one more. Now because I know I'm not gonna be coloring the snow, I did stop my circle right at the snow. Okay, so there's my concentric circles. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and erase just where my circles overlap anything. So if they overlap a fox, I erase them where the fox is. If they overlap a tree, I erase them where the tree is. Okay? So, speed a tree, erase those lines. If you see a fox, erase those lines too. Okay? So now you can see that it's now in the background because I erased. All right, now the fun part and the tedious part is coloring. So I'm gonna start with the background first, just to show you how to do that. And then I will focus on my fox, okay? So I wanna make sure my lines are super light, because once I add colored pencil on top, I can't erase them. So I just kind of give them a nice little light erase. I can still see them, but they're a lot lighter. So that's like a trick I've been doing recently. I'm just erasing, just a very soft erase. I like using the side of the eraser. All right, so what color is the sky gonna be? It's gonna be blue, okay? But it's gonna be dark blue because it's the sun. I mean, it's not the sun, it's the moon, it's nighttime. So I found all different kinds of blues, and I wanna put them in order from lightest to darkest, okay? So I got my lightest color and I got my darkest color. So it even kind of goes to purple. That's how dark it goes, okay? If you don't have purple, you can use black. So I'm gonna start with my lightest color and then I'm gonna work my way to the dark. So what I do is I take my color pencil and I start to color those little circles. So I color my first circle, which is the lightest. Then I'm gonna go to my second color and I'm gonna color next to that. Now I'm not worried about my circle being perfect because we are gonna do some blending and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm not gonna worry about blending yet. I'm just gonna bring the two colors together. Okay. So color, when I get around the fox, I kind of just outline it. Do these little zigzag lines right along the circle. And then it doesn't matter what kind of lines you do inside. Okay. This is why I love color pencil. Number one, you can do it anywhere. And number two, they blend nicely. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my light color and I'm gonna color over just the very beginning of my next blue. So I'm gonna blend those two together. And then I go back to my dark and I lightly blend into the light. Okay, and now I'm done with, I'm gonna put these two colors off to the other side and then work again to my darkest, okay? So here I go with another color. Notice I'm getting a little bit darker. Going around my trees now. Okay, I'm gonna show you right here. Let me zoom in. Okay. So right where these two meet, you're gonna start with your lighter color and you're gonna go right over top and right in between. And what that does, it kind of smushes those colors together. This is called blending. Okay? So you'll see me do that from now on. You're gonna see me blending the whole thing. So that's what I'll do now. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend the sky and then I'll talk to you again when I'm ready to color the fox. So I finished with the sky. It took the longest for all that blending, but I went from light blue to medium blue to dark blue to purple, and then I faded all the way to black. So those rings now make sense. So it looks like the moon is right behind our fox, and the sky is getting darker because it's nighttime. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some more colors. So I'm gonna stick with oranges and tans for the fox. And I'll add some green to the trees. And I'm of course gonna leave the ground white, but I might add a little bit of shading, and also I might add some value. So I'm gonna imagine the trees, some of the moonlight's gonna hit this side, so this side will be light, and this side will be dark. And it'll be the opposite. This side will be light, and that side will be dark. And I might do that too. I might add his light in his shoulders, make the top of his tail light. So you'll see me adding all kinds of shading. All right, so here I go. All right, boys and girls. So I had so much fun making this winter fox picture. I went a little overboard with shading. I added some shadows underneath him, so it looks like he's 3D. And I added some shadows just at the bottom of shapes, just to make them a little bit darker. Shadows and shading takes a lot of practice, so it just keep working at it and you'll get it. All right, if you don't want to do shadows, that's okay too. You just do what you can. All right, well, I hope you had fun. I know I did, and I'll see you next time. Bye.